Hello, everybody, and welcome to Ohio State Primetime Call-In Show Live, presented by FanDuel here at Ohio State, the voice of college football. I am your host, as always, on a Monday and Thursday at 7 p.m. It's time, Garrison Gaddy. Again, everybody, this is the Call-In Show. So please call in. Actually, right now, here we go. I'll go ahead and post the call-in link for you guys. Daniel Barry, man, see you in here. Happy Friday. Sup, everyone. Hey, what's up to you, man? I hope you had a good week. It's been one of the not cooler, but hotter days where I live. Got up to like 15, like 20 degrees today. So, yeah, I'm pretty happy right now. But thanks, Dan, for being here. But yeah, everyone, this is the call-in show. If you'd like to, please call in. Put your questions in the comments or in the chat, and I will happily answer them and talk about them. Before we do all that, though, please like, share, subscribe to the channel if you have not already. Also, check out our website at www.vocfb.com, where you can check out all of our awesome writers to keep you up to date with everything that's going around college football. On top of that, you can check the weekly schedule, where if you are either friend, family, or foe, here at the Voice of College Football, we have that for you. Well over 50 different programs represented on this, whether it be Ohio State, whether it be Alabama, whether it be the team up north, whether it be North Carolina, we have it here. Indiana too, actually. Oklahoma. Yeah, we got it all here for you guys. So again, go ahead and do that. Again, like, subscribe to the channel. I did have something I wanted to talk about, but my guy Jackson Johnson from Alabama at the Voice of College Football is here, presented by FanDuel, by the way. He is here. Jackson, how you doing, man? And real quick before you go, I want to tell everybody this. So yesterday I was having a lot of technical problems. And then I was like, okay, well, let me try to get on my phone and do it. But then there's a lot of things I'm not able to do from my phone because I wasn't technically doing it. So on the whole time, I'm on the phone with Jackson, who, mind you, because I've started a new career this month. There's been a couple of times I'm like, I get tired, I forget to do it, set up the show, and this guy right here takes care of me. So shout out to Jackson. But brother, what's going on?
It's going pretty good. How you doing tonight, good buddy?
Man, it's Friday. I'm really happy. I made some actually locked down some great sales today at work. So I'm like riding high right now. I feel terrible for doing this right now. For anybody that does not know that watches this show, yes, I'm an Ohio State Buckeye fan. My dad went to school there, graduated there, but my dad never cared about basketball. And so right when I get done with this show, there's something big happening. There's something big happening today at 8 o'clock, and I got to cheer for my basketball team. Yeah. Something. But yeah, man. But no, today's been great. It's been a great week. A really blessed week. How about you?
It's been a pretty good week as well on my end, just keeping busy and rocking and rolling. And I see that it's only 218 days until week 1 for the Ohio State heading into 2026. Getting closer.
Well, you know what, Jackson? I have you here. And by the way, I forgot to tell you this, Jackson. I actually had my first coaching meeting. I actually joined the high school coaching staff here in the area where I'm from. Where I live, where I'm born and raised, I live maybe 35 minutes from where I live right now, where I was born and raised, and never came on the side of town. But I moved over here 2 years ago, and just kind of ingratiated myself with the community. But now quick fun story. So the guy I'm on the coaching staff for at this high school, he's first year at my rival high school. I played him, and he was really good. He was a NAIA player, NAIA head coach in college. Now he's a high school coach, and I also played NAIA. But yeah, he remembered me. I was a really good player from where I was from, and yeah, asked me to join his coach staff. So I'm the wide receivers coach over there now. So I saw that this week, so that was really cool. But Jackson, I'm really happy that you brought that up, man. You brought up the Ohio State 2026. Here, ask me whatever you want to ask me. Ask me whatever you want to ask me, and I'll ask it or answer as honestly as possible.
Well, I'll be honest, I'm looking at the road schedule, of course. Like, the Buckeyes are having to go to Texas, they're having to go to Iowa, Indiana, Nebraska, USC, but Lincoln Riley, USC, they're just soft. I mean, they're soft. I mean, like they quit on the Notre Dame USC rivalry because they couldn't handle getting beat. Really think that's a team that's going to beat Ohio State? No, that's not going to happen.
So interesting enough. So I was had in a space earlier with my guy Grim, who you were aware of. And he asked me what were the two most interesting games on our schedule. And like the game against Michigan is what it is, right?
Mm-hmm.
And I could have easily said Oregon or Texas at Texas, actually.
Yeah, Oregon's good.
Yeah, they're gonna be good, and they come back to us, so we get a little revenge game after they beat us in our stadium in 2021.
Yep, 2021 on Big Noon Kickoff with Gus Johnson and Joel Klatt on the call.
And so for me, I picked Indiana at Indiana because I think that right now in the Big Ten, you have teams jockeying for in that hierarchy, right? And I think that this is a very pivotal game for Ohio State because I'll tell you, because this is the truth of the matter. This game at Indiana is going to be the biggest game in their stadium, in their stadium ever. It'll be the biggest game they ever had there. So it's gonna be really cool. I'm really excited to watch that game. Also, on top of that, you have two of the best coaches, two of the top 3 coaches in college football coaching in this game, right? So yeah, I'm really, really interested to see how that one goes. And then the other game I picked was USC. And it's not because I don't think we're gonna beat them coming next year. And like I'm very timid on making proclamations in January, but I do think Jay Maeva is a top 5 quarterback in college football. I know they're gonna have an offense. It's at their stadium, which probably means more it'll be an Ohio State home game, probably. But I'm really interested to see how that game goes there, and also because I think there's a really good chance because that can't be a Big Noon kickoff game.
No, that's more like an NBC night game or a CBS.
Yeah. What I'm saying, it actually just can't be one because then you're talking 3:30.
Mm-hmm.
So I think it's gonna be a night game. Another game I could probably talk. I mean, look, I actually have it right here, Jackson. Another game we could talk about for Ohio State's schedule is at Iowa.
Kennett Stadium is scary. It's scary.
No, listen, if Big Noon, I was telling the guys this earlier, Jackson, if Big Noon Kickoff wants to do us a favor, they will get that game. Because I don't believe, because like if I'm looking at this right here, right, so that is in week 5.
Mm-hmm.
Who else plays in week 5?
Minnesota, Michigan. We've got Indiana.
No, Washington at USC.
Oh yeah, I'm pulling for Washington on that one because Washington cares about their rivalry.
But what I'm trying to point out here is that who could take that? Who else would take the Big Noon game that week? In week, I'm looking at it. Like we both are. We all are. Shout out to everybody watching right now. Of course, hit the like button if you can. If you're watching on X, also hit the like button, hit the retweet button, quote it, or join us over on here.
It feels like Michigan, Minnesota could take the Big Noon Kickoff.
What's Minnesota's schedule look like? Win.
They've got a cruddy week 1 game. Then they've got Mississippi State. They've got Akron. They got to go on the road.
If they win at Washington, because it's for the what's that trophy called?
Oh, there's no trophy for Minnesota, Washington.
No, Minnesota, Michigan.
Oh, Minnesota, Michigan. That's the Paul Bunyan ads right there.
No, that's Michigan State. Oh, it is the Paul Bunyan axe. That's the difference. You're right, because it's the Paul Bunyan trophy and the Paul Bunyan axe. So maybe, let's say you get Minnesota undefeated going.
Little brown. That's right. It's a little brown jug.
Little brown jug. That's what it is. Little brown jug.
You're right. Your little brown jug.
So if you have them there, right?
Mm-hmm.
and you got an undefeated Wolverines. If they beat Oklahoma and they go to Minnesota that's undefeated, maybe that could do it. Otherwise, well, because here's the thing. Let's say Iowa were to beat Michigan on the road, and then they come to Ohio State. Yeah, that's gonna be big. I think Iowa and Ohio State are gonna be big noon kickoff that week.
Oh yeah.
But yeah, I'm really excited for Ohio State this year because it's been a long time since we've seen a schedule like this. I personally like as of right now. Shout out to you, Steve. Appreciate you for retweeting this, man. I right now I have Ohio State going 10-2. Now, what games we're not losing to Michigan. I know that much, Jackson. I know that much.
Who do you think the 2 losses are?
I don't know. The only reason what's up, Jam? The only reason I say 2 losses is because it's just so many games. You go to Texas, you go to Iowa, you go to Indiana, you go to USC after a bye week. You have Oregon right after USC, and then of course you have the rivalry game. You also go to Nebraska. That wasn't an easy day over there, but yeah, I don't know. Like, I think it's gonna be a really good 10-2. Like, I don't think it's gonna be like a 10-2 where we win all those games, Jackson, and we lose to Maryland and Northwestern. You know,
Yeah.
like, what are your opinions on Ohio State's schedule?
Texas is basically going all in for 2026, especially with the additions they've made on offense with Coleman and Brown and Smothers, because they're hoping they're going to get Arch that national title. But, if I had to pick 2 road games that I'm really thinking about as the scariest of the bunch for the Buckeyes in conference play, it's Indiana and Iowa, because like USC is not like where they were in the Pete Carroll era, where they struck the fear of God into everybody. Nobody's scared of USC. USC blows it against TCU and whines about Notre Dame keeping them out, right? Hey, I'm gonna be mean about Notre Dame USC like until I see it back, and I don't care whose fault it is between the athletic directors, but yeah, but Nebraska, a lot of unknowns on them. Hey Jam, what's up? Yeah, a lot of unknowns on the Nebraska Cornhuskers, but they do have a really easy start for the 2026 season. Although it's not easy having Indiana come to your backyard. It's not easy when you have to go to Oregon or when you have Washington and Ohio State and you have to go to Kennett Stadium on Black Friday. That's not a good way to have a
No, that's not easy.
You're being punished if you got to go Kennett Stadium. But yeah, week 5, Ohio State. I'm feeling like we're going to see the same thing that we saw with Iowa, Indiana, and Oregon, Iowa. A really close, tight game. Ohio State wins straight up, but they don't beat the spread against the Iowa Hawkeyes. The Hawkeyes are always giving top 10, top 5 teams plenty of trouble when they come to their backyard.
Dude, it's crazy because we talk about Iowa. I mean, this past season for Iowa, I thought that because I think they lost all their biggest games, like their ranked opponents. They lost all those games by single digits and by a score or less.
Yep.
And which is why I was it was funny before the bowl games even came out last year, Jackson. I was telling people if Iowa plays Vanderbilt, they're gonna smack them. I was telling, I was in a space full of SEC guys. Oh no, I'm like, all right. I said I was like, bro, like Iowa should have beaten Indiana and they should have beaten Oregon. They should have. They didn't. And so
yeah, should have beaten Iowa State. Should have beaten USC.
Oh yeah. Wait, who's their quarterback this year? Do you know? Let's do some quick because
It's not Gronowski, that I do know.
And I actually wish he had another year there. Because I mean, just not so much him, but I think Iowa could have benefited from having a guy be tenured there. He's been one of their better quarterbacks. I mean, he was more of a runner, you know. But
Yeah.
let me see.
Yeah,
I can't even. I don't even know who their quarterback is. I'm looking for it. I don't. They haven't like really put anything out there. But see, Steve Ferris is always shoulda. He's at Iowa.
yeah.
And he's also given me my most embarrassing loss of my fan career. Which it was funny, Jackson. Like I'm guessing, did you ever watch that Ohio State game when they beat us like 55-30 or something like that?
Yep.
I didn't watch a set. I still have never seen a second of that game.
Oh my god.
I was at a the person I was dating at the time, I was for their birthday, I took them to a winery and there was no service out there in California. We were. So then I got to the car. It was the third quarter. I saw the score. I said, I don't need to watch this. I still will never see that game. So I'm really happy about that.
Never do that. Never go. I don't have to watch that game. That's like a no-no.
Yeah. So I have an interesting conversation I think you would like. I'm really happy you're here. So I've been saying recently, I've jest, but it comes from a basis of some truths. Is Alabama now a feeder school to Ohio State?
I think if Alabama's going up against Ohio State right now, the Buckeyes.
No, I mean, like you guys give us some of your players.
Mm-hmm.
Like it was Caleb Downs, McLaughlin. Now it's Russo and James Smith.
Mm-hmm.
Am I missing?
You're gonna have some winners on defense right there.
Dude, I think like Quay Russo, man, we still got to see it. Actually, I want to hear your opinion about it. Well, give me your opinion about Quay first, and then James. I think James Smith is ahead of him right now in terms of how he's.
I was sad as hell when they left. But in all seriousness, though, when I saw that Ohio State was.
Oh, yeah, Julian Sand. That's who it is, Jam. Thanks.
Yep. When I saw that Ohio State was adding Russo and Smith, I thought to myself, y'all got some winners. Y'all got some, y'all got some ball players for 2026.
What do you think about, because like last year Russo didn't play a lot, and well he played but he didn't make it. You wouldn't see it on the stat sheet, right? Mm-hmm. What are your opinions about him as an athlete, as a football player for last year for Alabama?
I think honestly he was pretty cool. He did all right.
And then James Smith.
Oh yeah.
I think James Smith is like one of the biggest pieces we got out of the portal outside of our kicker and punter. Oh. But I mean, what I think about James, because like we still have Edric Houston, right? And we brought in John Walker, 6'4", 335-pound defensive tackle from UCF. But when we got James Smith, I had to like go on 247 just to remind myself of who he was. And same thing with Quay Russo. And I was like, oh crap. We got some guys. and now it's just about exactly. And now it's just about, them getting more developed. We got Larry Johnson's working with them. I have full trust that he will have them at tip-top shape. I also thought that it builds some depth there. I think that when it comes to D tackle, we needed some guys. We still have Will Smith Jr., the son of late Will Smith Sr. We still have Jason. Can't remember his name right now, but we still got is Jason something. We still have him. He's like a 6'6", 6'7" defensive tackle. And on the outside, though, you got Kenyatta Jackson that came back. And then we have Zion Grady, who got a lot of tick last year. I think Bo Atkinson came back too, but whatever. Yeah, thank you, Aaron. Jason Moore, but bringing in Quay, and then we also have Epi Sinatelli, who I think is going to be a really good player for Ohio State. I think he's a great athlete, and I think that kid has a lot of potential. But bringing in Quay was like really big for us because we needed someone who's been on the field, played football. You only get better. You only get better at football by playing football. So yeah, I was really excited about that. Yeah, this is actually good. I'm happy I'm talking to an Alabama guy right now. Well, you're a football guy overall, but what were your opinions of Julian Sand as an Alabama fan watching him in his first year?
I thought he did awesome for 2025.
What did you think? Did you think he was going to be as good as he was?
Oh yeah,
Yeah,
he's a winner.
I
Oh
man,
God, don't say that, Steve. Don't say that. Oh no.
dude. So Steve,
I
I'm
hope
happy you
that
brought that
doesn't
up.
happen.
I saw that. I saw that Alabama and Georgia might cancel their games with Ohio State. I will be very upset if that happens because Jackson, I'm gonna say this, and I want to hear your opinion on or your not your opinion, but your view on this. I am not one of those fans. Like, there's a lot of Wolverine fans out there that don't care to play hard off season or not conference schedules. Not me. If you lose that game, you lose it. What do you do after that? And if you win that game, it's a medal on, it's a badge on your uniform, right?
Yeah.
And on top of that, I love this sport. I want to see the biggest and the best programs face each other.
Yeah.
In my lifetime, I have seen USC and Ohio State have a home and home. I have seen Ohio State and I'm going to see Ohio State in Texas. This will be the second time in 25 years or second time in 20 years that Ohio State and Texas have had a home and home. Second time.
Yeah.
I've seen it with Oklahoma. I want to see it with Alabama and Georgia.
Yes.
That because when you do that, you're talking about the three best college football playoff programs so far in history. And yeah, is it two SEC again? And you got the two perennial SEC programs against the perennial Big Ten program. But yeah, what are your thoughts on like about the non-con and teams not wanting to play the hardest games?
I think if you're a blue blood college football like an Alabama, Ohio State, Michigan, Texas, Oklahoma, Notre Dame, USC, Texas, and just like anybody like really big in the ACC, Big 10, Big 12, ACC, or like a Florida State, Miami, Florida, Georgia, I think you should want to play the hardest games in college football. And I give Indiana leeway because they were a crappy program for a long time. But now that Indiana's winning, I'm not really going to give Indiana any leeway. If you're like a Wake Forest or a Washington State, I'll give you a pass. But if you're an Alabama, Ohio State, Michigan, Texas, Oklahoma, Florida State, Miami, Florida, Georgia, I'm not going to give you a pass. I want you to have the best games possible. And that's what I dislike very much about everybody being at non-conference games, because it makes me worry about the state of where future games like Alabama, Ohio State are going, where Alabama, Notre Dame is going, where Alabama, Georgia Tech's go, because that was like an old rivalry in the 1940s, 50s, and 60s. But then that went away when Georgia Tech left the SEC. Alabama, Georgia Tech have not played since 1984, which that's insane. But
Yeah.
oh well. But seeing games like Alabama, Ohio State go away because you gotta make the schedule easier, I don't like that. I do not like that one bit. I mean, it's not good. It is not good for the sport of college football.
All right, actually, so I'm gonna read this to you, and this is the answer. Aaron's question: whose idea is it to cancel it though?
Ooh.
So this right here is from I just saw it. Austin Ward. I'm gonna pull this up, and we can all watch this together. It's about 1:48, so we got time, folks. Actually, before we do that, before we get to that, Aaron, quick message here from the Voice of College Football. Get your business, product, service, or personal brand to the next level by partnering with the Voice of College Football, and let's discuss how you also can reach your target market. Check out the experience of one of our current partners, that being Win Agency, and our partners over at FanDuel, posted here on the screen. And just like them, we are here to deliver for you. Contact us at sponsorships@vocfb.com. Again, that is sponsorships at vocfb.com today. Okay, so let's get to this, Jackson. Of course, I'm gonna pull this back here. Aaron, where'd your comment go? Whose idea was to cancel? So we're gonna play this video real quick. This is from X. This is Austin Ward talking about it here. Okay, and again, this is kind of upsetting to hear because I don't. This isn't what you want to hear as a Buckeye fan, but here we go. 1 second here, folks. There we go.
Works to anybody's benefit. Alabama and Georgia, I just don't see how that series for Ohio State is going to be played. I don't think it works to anybody's benefit. And I know that the outcry and the counter argument to this is, well, it's marquee non-conference games early in the season. That's part of the fabric of college football. I know. I'm not saying I don't like it or don't like these games being played. I'm saying that the new reality, that the marquee non-conference games that have stakes attached to them exist in the college football playoff. So I know that people say, well, what if the Big Ten and the SEC just came to an accord and had a, conference clash matchup like you see all the time with, as Reimer will chime in with the basketball leagues going head to head.
The Big Ten ACC challenge was terrific. I think we all enjoyed that, but I think you, as a sports fan, you have to understand the difference between a college basketball schedule and then a college football schedule where only 12 teams get into a football playoff, 68 teams, probably more by the time that, we're talking about 2 or 3 years down the road to get into the NCAA tournament. There are losses abound in college basketball, right? Like we've seen teams bounce back from 5 losses in a row to be able to come back and win a national championship.
All right, so I think that's the gist of it there. This is what I would say. This would be my fix for that, Jackson. This is my fix for that. I think the Big Ten and the SEC should make an agreement that the top half. So there's 18 teams for us and 16 for you guys.
Mm-hmm.
I think the top 7 schools of each program should play each other.
Sounds good to me.
Or actually, I'll say this: the top 6. The top 6. Even though I'm an odd number kind of guy, Aaron, but I can enjoy 3 bad games, like watching Ohio State pummel 3 teams in a row.
Yeah.
Now, if we pummel Texas, cool.
Yeah.
But yeah, so what are your thoughts?
I want Marshall. That's just another day in the Ponderosa for everybody. Alabama pummeling East Carolina. That's just something you're supposed to do. Like a baby can pummel East Carolina. Like that's the thing. But it's like you probably saw me a little while ago. Like when I heard the guy, say SC Big Ten Challenge, I was just kind of rolling my eyes at it because I'm just like, okay. What does that do for the SEC teams that have non-conference rivals like Georgia, Georgia Tech, South Carolina, Clemson, Florida, Florida State, and Penn State has Pittsburgh? They won't acknowledge it, but Penn State knows their rivals with Pittsburgh. They know they are. Like, come on. It's like,
yeah. You got that. You got Iowa State.
Yes.
Who else has a non-con?
Well, Michigan has Notre Dame,
but they don't. Michigan and Michigan State don't play them anymore.
Michigan State's going to play Notre Dame in 2026, 2027. 2026 this year will be in honor of the 60-year anniversary of the 10-10 tie game of the century from 1966. So that's going to be
I love you for that, Jackson. You always come with that information. Now, I always loved, like, as a football fan, loved watching Michigan State and Michigan play Notre Dame.
yeah.
I mean, outside of me believing Notre Dame should be in the Big Ten, because I think it's weird that there's in the Midwest there's 3 perennial powers. Notre Dame, even though they don't own their state anymore, Michigan and Ohio State. And within that, I mean, you were a rival with Michigan State at that point. Notre Dame and Indiana, I think they have played 6 or 7 times ever, which makes no sense. No sense.
They played Northwestern more than they have Indiana, unfortunately.
I honestly think Indiana and Notre Dame, if you wanted to have a non-con for Indiana, and I mean an annual one, Notre Dame would be the one to make.
And put Kentucky on there as well.
I wouldn't mind that.
Yeah, because
and it sucks because, like, Ohio State, I mean, we don't have an out of conference. For me as an Ohio State, my out of conference rivals are Miami and Clemson.
Cincinnati, but if that were me in college basketball, I would have Ohio State, Cincinnati, Xavier, Dayton playing one another every year. I'd be like, okay, you schools, y'all kick each other's butts in the court.
For sure, man. Well, this is a college show, so we can talk about anything. I want to ask you a couple questions here.
Okay.
First, I want to start with this. Views on Ole Miss.
They got screwed over by Lane Kiffin. Big time.
Do you blame Lane Kiffin for though? If you, because this is how I see it. Because I try to use college, well, even more so now. I guess we can do this, but I've always compare things to the business world. A lot of people don't know this, but Ole Miss is a very small school.
Yeah.
Compared to even to an Indiana, it's a small school. And it doesn't have the money a lot of other people have. So let's say you're at company, not even company B, you're at company C, company D. You're at company D. And then company A, they're trying to, they went through something at the company, one of the best companies in the world. They're going through a change, had some problems. The revenue went down. And they say, hey, we want you to be our CEO. Leave that poor company and come over here with us. How can you blame Lane?
Yeah. I mean, Lane does come off as an asshole.
A douche.
Still, though, it's like, if I were in his shoes, I'd at least think about, but I want to finish the job first. I want to finish the job.
He asked to finish the job. He asked. He wanted to still coach that team, and they wouldn't let him.
Yeah.
So I'm not gonna lie to you, Jackson. I am one of those people that kind of goes to back for Lane Kiffin, even though he's an asshole. I go to back for him. But this is what I meant to ask. But this is what I meant when I was asking you about this. Dabo Swinney comes out and says what he says about his player being tampered with. I talked about it on Monday on the primetime live show, and I told everybody. I said, "Why are you mad at him? I will never be mad at the person who's technically doing the right thing.
Yeah."
I can't be mad at the person who chooses to have integrity. So that happens, and then Fresno State comes out of left field and says, "Oh yeah, they try to get our receiver, and we have the receipts too."
Oh my God. Wow.
I think you see this.
Wow. Yeah.
Wait.
I've heard a little bit about Fresno.
Yeah. Okay. So like for me, it's like I'm thinking about in the mind of Fresno's, not Fresno, but Ole Miss for Mississippi.
Mm-hmm.
And I think, okay, you're not one of the you're not one of the bigger schools. Like I don't think people actually understand how significant it was for Lane Kiffin to do what he did last year with Ole Miss. Ole Miss doesn't have seasons like that, nor do they have consecutive seasons like that, or 3 in a row like he gave them. So there's that, right? So if I'm Ole Miss, I understand why you do what you do, but the same thing I told Wolverine fans about the whole Signgate thing. Sure, other programs could be doing it, and they might be, but you can't be dumb enough to get caught.
Uh-huh.
So what do you think about Ole Miss in that situation? Like, what do you think about tampering? Like, yeah, give me that.
Oh, a lot of teams in college football are tampering, especially the big dogs.
Hmm?
It's just like like Dabo's like one of the only ones like really just being out in the open saying, "Oh, hey, this school is tampering with my guy." My guy. You've heard coaches saying, "Oh, well, we're getting tampered." I won't say who, but we're being tampered with. But no, this year, 2026, you're hearing Dabo saying, "Oh, well, Ole Miss was tampered with one of our guys." So like late 2017, early 2018, you're always hearing, "Oh, this actor was a pervert. This newscaster pervert. Oh, he was doing this. He was doing that. He was doing the mess around the back room. He was out buying this for Christmas and this, that, and the other." Well, this is what's going to happen. You're going to see this in college football, college basketball. You're going to hear more of this. It's like you're going to hear a little bit more of, "Oh yeah, that guy at Auburn was tampering with my guy here at BYU," or you're something like that. Like, I'm not saying that's what it is, but it's just that's just an example. I think you're going to hear more of that. One guy you're never going to hear run his mouth, have a venting session about NIL is John Calipari. Because he did some shady shit at UMass, at Memphis. You're never going to hear him talking because he knows if he does, there's going to be an assload of articles coming out on ads, Instagram, some random Facebook account talking about the stuff he was doing in the 90s at UMass. Man.
And that's why I find it like so cool that like that not Lane, but that Dabo did it, because I don't believe, as an Ohio State fan, that Ryan Day can go do what Dabo did this past week. And it's not because I think Ryan Day has integrity? Yeah. Do I understand what 99.9% of this sport is? Yes.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, and so I like if you're him, we know Lane's tampering.
Oh yeah.
Oh, for sure. Like Dan Lanning, guys like, for sure. But I can't believe those guys would go out there and do that. You had to have a guy like Dabo do it first, because Dabo has. I'm only guessing here, right? Specifically in Power 4, but I don't know many guys who I can say can have more integrity than, or try to do things the right way, than Dabo Swinney. Now, here's my next question. And I love you, man, but I gotta be honest here.
All right.
I've never been a fan of your head coach. I thought that what he did at Washington was impressive, but I don't see him as building that program. I don't think you can build a program in 2 years. That's not building a program.
No.
So when he got to Alabama, out of jest, I said, "Oh, Alabama fans are about to experience the same thing they've experienced when their first legendary coach Bear Bryant left, and they went through some dark years. Didn't really do any. Didn't do. You did some good years, but not a lot of anything. Like I feel like a lot of people forget what the early 2000s and late 90s Alabama
Oh,
football
they were
was like.
terrible.
Yeah,
Yeah, Mike DeBose was thinking more about Poontang than he was about beating Tennessee. He was
he sure on more.
oh yeah, yeah. But the only reason why he didn't get fired was because he was Alabama was beating Arkansas, and then like Sean McDonough threw out the puberty voice over Sean Alexander scoring the game tying touchdowns and game winning touchdowns over Florida, and that game winning extra point from the kicker in overtime. So the Sean McDonough puberty voice saved DeBose's sorry ass.
And so then there's that, right? And it's been 8 losses over the last. Wait, we guys had 3 or 4 this year. 4, right? 3 or 4.
Alabama lost 4 games. Alabama lost to Oklahoma, Florida State the regular season, lost to Georgia in the SEC title game. And matter of fact, if you look back at the last few weeks of the regular season for the 2025 season of Crimson Tide Live, where Trevion and I were talking, Trevion was worried.
Wish you guys should go check out and subscribe there also and like it. But go ahead.
Thank you. Anyway, Trevion was worried that Alabama wasn't going to get in if they lost big time to Georgia. And Jeffrey was worried as hell about that as well. And I told them that I think if Alabama's in the SEC title game, matter of fact, that's how it is. If you're in the Big Ten title game or the SEC title game, you're in the playoffs automatically.
Yes.
Doesn't matter the result. But if you're in the ACC or the Big 12, you don't have that luxury, unfortunately. So, but I did say, don't push your luck. Alabama pushed their luck, got smacked off the face of the earth. Alabama was in. It basically felt like it came down to Miami Notre Dame. And, the committee kind of teased Notre Dame a little bit. Like, oh, you're in.
I laughed at the fact that everyone who lost their conference game got knocked down except for the team that got sandblasted by Georgia.
Ugh.
Stayed at 9. But but John's like 8 losses in 2 years. Mind you, half of those 8 losses are to teams who finished unranked.
Well, yeah. Florida State didn't go to a bowl game, but Oklahoma did have a turnaround in the 2025 season. But
they did.
They did go 6-7. I'll give you that for 2024. But Alabama did get revenge against them in the first round of the 2025 playoffs. That was a pretty good Christmas gift. And
I want to listen. I want to see you guys.
Alabama got dominated by Indiana, but the thing
I saw it coming. I told a bunch of Alabama fans in a space. I say, look, guys, this is not Oklahoma. If you think you are about to convert 2 first downs on third down, or convert 2 third downs and average 1 yard, 2 yards to 1 yard to carry against Indiana, I said they will boat race you. Like Jackson, I'm sitting here thinking to myself, damn, we lost by 3.
Well, I told my mom after the loss for Alabama, I told her, you just witnessed the 2025-2026 national champions beat Alabama. Because and I was telling this to Rock and Rant, and shout out to our Indiana guy, Alec Keyser.
Yeah,
I told those guys that I thought the winner of the Rose Bowl was going to win the Natty. It was not going to be the winner of Oregon, Texas Tech, because I was not getting that national title vibe from Texas Tech. I mean, they were a great story, but they weren't going to be winning the Natty. Same with Oregon. They were going to get to the semifinals, but that was it. Oregon was going to get chewed up like a chicken nugget in the semifinals, unfortunately. I mean, you're going against Indiana. Oh, it's going to be scary. It's a massacre right there.
One thing that I was so shocked with in this playoffs was I thought going to the playoffs, there was a lot of I thought there were a lot of knowns. But I can be honest right now. I'm gonna say the only thing I did know throughout the playoffs was that Indiana was better than everybody else. It was and honestly, when you think about these last 2 years, they have 2 losses in 2 years, and their 2 losses were the teams that were in the national championship last season.
See, I think a lot of teams that are looking for a new head coach in the world of college football, they don't need to be going for the big names. I'm not saying stop going for the big names. I'm saying don't always go for the big name. Go for the guy with the best looking resumes, like the Sydneys of the world, for example. They may not be a big name, but guess what? They got a hell of a resume. Look at what he was doing at Elon and University James Madison. Made magic over there. I think you might want to do the same thing. If you're a college football team looking to improve, you want to have a Kurt Sidnetti like a Fed. You go get Montana State's head coach. That's what I say.
Who's he?
Brent Vegan, I believe is his name. Guy worked for Craig Bowl over the years at North Dakota State, and he worked at Wyoming when it was like the first 6 years of the Craig Bowl era at Wyoming.
Well, everyone, before we continue, another quick message here from the voice of college football.
College football is even more exciting when you've got some action on the line, and the games are even better when you're cashing in. And the voice of college football is the place to be to get the greatest value. Start with my picks. 75% against the money line, 58% against the spread, and I've got a 40-plus year track record. 11-0 in the college football playoff for me last year against the money line, 8-3 against the spread. And I'm just the warm-up act. Steve Merrill of Wager Talk is our ace in the hole, show stopper. 7 years with the voice of college football, over 30 years in the industry. Steve gives us analysis on all the big games, but you can't miss Steve's weekly under-the-radar pick. 28-12 against the spread the last 3 years. You also get picks from some of our top analysts here at the Voice of College Football, including Corey Bratta, Matt Zemek, and Steve Dace. Check out those numbers. Become a YouTube or Patreon member for just $99 per month. Go to the main channel on YouTube, click join, and then select the betting tier. Do the same thing on Patreon. Make 2025 a winner now.
And on top of that, everybody, if you are I don't want to say degenerate, but if you do like to gamble like I do, everybody, over our friends and our partners over at FanDuel right now, you can go check out this 4-leg same game parlay. First half money line, Michigan, and then first half total points is actually moved, everybody. 70.5, money line Michigan State overall, and the over 150 points. It was actually at 160. It was 148 earlier. So, yeah, definitely should check out that. 3,841 people have already gone on that. Wager $10, win $381 back. Sounds like a good deal to me. So go ahead, check that out. Shout out to our friends over at FanDuel. But yeah, man. So a few other things before we get out of here soon. Yeah. Oh, dude. Hey. City of Hertz. We, of course, answer questions. If you would like to call in, man, I'll drop this for you real quick. Here's a link right here for you, my guy. If you would like to call in, everyone else, if you like to call in, we can do that also. I'm keeping Jackson up here because Jackson, you're my friend. So
I'm here, man.
Yeah, man. Yeah, answer put any questions that you want in here. Real quick, let's look at this. Shout out to Matt Reynolds. He says Ohio State got beat up some by the team up north, then play Indiana. The schedule made it tough for us this year, and our physicality wasn't good enough. Texas early on will be our tough game. Yeah, I agree that I think that having at Texas and then just having the schedule that we have throughout the season, that you have to continuously get better throughout the weeks. Now, the one thing that is hard is that when you have a tougher schedule, you will see more injuries on the team. You're playing more high leverage, more physical games. So I do want to see what our depth looks like. But yeah, I'm right with you, Matt. So City of Hertz says thoughts on the season for Ohio State. City of Hertz, do you mean this past season or this upcoming season? I think you mean past, but yeah, let me know. Do you mean this past season though? Oh, and then Jackson is the best. Thanks, Jam.
Oh, thanks, Jam. I appreciate it, man.
I'm here too, Jam. I'm here too. All right, so my thoughts on the football season as a whole, college football season. I thought it was a really interesting season. I thought it was fun. I thought that there were some really good highs and some bad lows, but I think the only reason the lows are so bad are because of who we lost to and when we lost to them and what we lost for, right? We lost the Big Ten championship. We still have not seen a Big Ten championship in Columbus since 2020. Of course, we won the national championship last year, so that's cool. But yeah, it sucks. But at the same time, like I'm a realist. We had a good football season. There are 134 programs. Jackson, correct me if I'm wrong. 134, 132,
136.
130. Oh, good God. There's 136 CFB programs in 1A Division I football. 12 teams go to the playoff. We're always there, man. No one has had more 10-win seasons in a. I think right now Ohio State leads college football at most consecutive 10-win seasons. So yeah, we've had 10 wins, 2012 and up. So because in 2012 we went 12-0, but we sanctioned ourselves, and Alabama got to play Notre Dame in the national championship instead of us.
If I were Ohio State, I'd have just been like, you know what, 2011, I just want to get through this year, so we're just going to ban ourselves from 2011. And unfortunately, NCAA banned y'all 2012.
Yeah.
I'm just like,
we did that to ourselves.
Yeah. If you banned yourselves in 2011, then it would have been, okay, you can get in 2012.
Right.
So
well, overall, I'm comfortable with the season. Now, before the season started, I said I think Ohio State will get to the playoffs, but I don't know if they're a national championship team yet. Now, of course, as the season progresses, as Colin Cowherd says, a smart man changes his mind with new information, with new data. So as the season went on, I did that, but I think I maybe overlooked some of the things that I thought were good that were not going to help us later in the season, including like the slow pace of play. That was not good for our team going into the playoffs. So yeah, that's how I see the season. I thought Julian had a great year. I think that he's a redshirt freshman. Went to New York City. Some publications he was an All-American, All Big Ten. I mean, shoot, man. I mean, Jeremiah was great this year. We got to see. We now know that we have a great young stable of running backs, spearheaded by true freshman, now true sophomore, Lamar Bo Jackson. I think the defense is going to be really good this season. It's going to take a step back, but we gave up 8 points a game last year. That can't be consistent all season, right, Jackson? Like, you guys couldn't imagine every single defense. Like, when you guys had the 20 – I think it was a 2017 defense. Ooh. You can't replicate that year after year after year. It's impossible, right? But I think we'll still have a good defense. We got some good portal pieces. The offensive line basically comes back, except for one trash player named Tegra. So we should be fine. We should be fine. So no, I thought the season was what I call it blown success? No, but it was a success. Jackson, if you have any comments, what did you think about Ohio State's season this past year?
I thought it was pretty good. Although I was not expecting Miami to upset Ohio State, but at the same time, something I always told everyone throughout the 2025 season, and I swear some people are like, "Oh, you were hating on Miami." It's like, no, I'm just saying what I see with Miami and Mario Cristobal is that when the spotlight's all on them, they thrive under it. But when the spotlight isn't all on them, they don't thrive so well.
Yeah,
they thrived against the Buckeyes, but they weren't sitting there thinking about, oh, how we're gonna do great against Louisville, SMU. Well, they brought their A game against Notre Dame. Brought their A game against Texas A&M to the point where Sean McDonough got cited over the Hurricanes. Brought their A game against the Buckeyes. Brought their A game against Ole Miss. Did all right against Indiana, set for a few plays, but it is what it is for them. But that's the Hurricanes for you in a nutshell. Honestly, Arthur Smith at Ohio State, I mean, man, like, Y'all are getting serious about being that. Y'all like trying to be that 33rd NFL team by like getting NFL coaches and all that. Like, good for you.
So, first off, shout out to Ghost and Yost for being in here. Friend of the voice of college football here. So, Yost, how I feel about it is that I stay even keel about everything, especially unless it's like a Matt Patricia who I was over the hill about happy. But I'm not going to be overly happy. Like, I'm not overly happy, but I'm not mad about it. Do I think he's a great OC? No. Is he bad? No. Above average? Yeah. What I do know, though, is that he's an upgrade from Brian Hartline. That's what I do know. And I understand Ryan Day bringing him in. He's always struggled. He's a guy that struggles with the pass game and getting the ball like his best players, but he's always schemed up a really good run game. And if you're Ryan Day and you just won a national championship after you brought in Chip Kelly, who's known for running the ball, and you had success doing that, because what you're asking Arthur Smith to do is not to not make a new system. You're asking him to take parts of his scheme and fit them within Ryan Day's system. Ryan Day's never going to let another guy come in here to Ohio State and bring their own playbook. That's never happening. Or change those systems. That's not going to happen. So no, man. Listen, I'm in wait and see mode. I'm not going to learn anything about Arthur Smith until we play Texas. That's just the truth of the matter. So yeah, man, I'm excited though. I think it's really cool that Ohio, because Arthur Smith was still getting interviews for NFL jobs, OC jobs, and he canceled the rest of them for Ohio to take the job at Ohio State. I think that speaks volumes. And also, I understand it for Arthur Smith because you're a guy that gets to come after some struggling few years, right? 3 or 4 years. You get to come to Ohio State where you have, if not you have some top 5, top 3 best offensive talent in the country. You have one of the best. You have the best player in the country at Jeremiah Smith, the wide receiver. You have one of the best quarterbacks in the country in Julian Sand. You have one of the best running backs in the country in Bo Jackson. You have a talented offensive line. The rest of the receiving room. So yeah, I get it for him. I'm excited for it to an extent, but yeah, I just gotta wait and see. Just wait and see.
Oh yeah.
But anything you want to leave us with him before we get out of here?
Well, we'll say, tell your friends, your family, and the cashiers at Kroger about the match that Garrison and Mike bring all right here on Ohio State Primetime Live, Monday nights, 7 p.m. Eastern Time, 6 p.m. Central, and on the Ohio State Call-In Show as they take your calls on the Buckeyes at 6 p.m. Central, 7 p.m. Eastern Time, usually on Thursdays, but this week it was on a Friday.
Usually on Thursday.
Oh, yeah. But, of course, you always want to check out Ohio State Buckeyes live from Mark Rogers, Steve Hellwagon, who's always bringing a wagon rolling west from Buttnuts 247, and you got Tony Gurman from Buckeye Huddle. I've got a feeling Kevin Noon's going to be back again. I can't wait to see when he does. I'm going to be excited that Kevin Noon returns again. That'll be an awesome show, all right there.
Oh, and also, like, it's not settled and done yet. I did text who I was supposed to text. You might be seeing me somewhere else on this network.
Ooh.
Just getting worked out still. But shout out to the guy Jackson for making it happen. Hey, you know what, Hurts? I got a minute for you, brother. What's up? What you got for me, guy? What you got? Go ahead and post it in there, then we'll end the show. Well, we'll end it with you, buddy. What you got? What you got to ask? No, I love when new people come in here, man. It's really cool to see because I'll tell you what, man. Joined this a year ago. I didn't. It was really hard, but I'm.
Oh man.
Hold on a second. Hey, no, Hurts. There is not a Jam, you're a douchebag. There is not a minimum age here, man. If you want to come up here, you want to talk about Ohio State football, talk about anything else, but I will happily bring you up. If you want to come up right now, man, I got 5 minutes for you. Just here, I'll tell you what. If you want to come up, I'm gonna give you 30 seconds. Oh man, you're 17. You're fine, man. You're good. You're good. You're good.
We're just talking college football and and all that stuff.
For sure, man.
You definitely get to learn something, especially at the age you're at, about the history of it as well.
Well, actually, wait, 1 second, Hurts. You don't hate me for this. I am a Spartan Hopes fan, so I do need to get off and watch this game so we can beat Michigan. Oh no, call it next week. I gotta beat Michigan. I gotta watch this game. Oh, screw it. No, screw it. No. I'm a man of the people.
There you go.
I'm a man of the people. I put it in there for you, Hurts. Come on, we got 5 minutes, baby. Oh, son of a.
That's okay.
All right, Hurts. I appreciate you, man. I appreciate you. No, but everybody, like Jackson said, everyone, please like, subscribe to the channel and the network. Also, check out everything that we have going on around the network and on this channel here at Ohio State, the voice of college football. If you would like to become a member and just help out the show, we're never going to beg from you guys. But if you'd like to contribute for us, you can hit the join button, see the tiers down to the Blocko Club. JT wasn't short, and we don't give a damn, and you know the rest.
Voice College Football website where you got that magic all right there. Oh, there we go.
Wait a second. Yo.
Can you hear me?
Yeah, is this Hurts?
Yes.
What's up, Hurts? What you got, man? We got a couple minutes here. What you got?
If you were like the Ohio State head coach at the beginning of the Indiana game, what would your game plan be to change what happened in that game?
First off, 1 second, Hurts. Jam, you are a douche. I love you though. But
what was your game plan to changing that game?
Yeah, what from the start? You're saying, Hurts?
From the start. Like, what would your main game plan be in that game against Indiana?
Offensively, I would have put JJ in the slot more. I would have put JJ in the slot more, and I would have gave the ball to Bo more, and then on defense, I would have blitzed.
I seen the guys didn't blitz a lot there. I was wondering why you guys stopped blitzing, like randomly, because you guys were doing good before when you guys were blitzing. Like, it randomly just stopped.
It was really interesting, bro. And the worst part about it is that, like, if you remember the game, those last 2 drives that we had on them, we moved the ball at will, but 2 bad coaching decisions ended those 2 drives. And so, yeah, man, it sucked, man. But Indiana, they beat us, and yeah, hindsight's 2020. I'm not gonna sit here and act like I know more than Ryan Day and even Brian Hartline, right? and especially not 3-time Super Bowl champ Matt Patricia.
But
But
I hope like next time you guys get in this situation where you guys are 12-0 versus a 12-0 Indiana team, you guys aren't just gonna randomly stop blitzing or just randomly end up looking like you guys haven't played a football game in years.
Indiana
What do you guys think? I
Indiana
don't
was
like
good,
Indiana. I'll
man.
take that
I don't
right
know
now.
what to say.
I do not like Indiana at all.
Wait, who's your team?
I'm an LSU and UNC fan. I do not like Indiana at all just because I hate it for Fernando Mendoza. I hate that guy. I was rooting for you guys the entire time that game.
Before we end the show, I want to ask you this. Are you on the lane train?
Monster. Huh? Monster. Let's get.
All right. Think he had to go right there. I heard mom. But no, first off, respect to you, man, for coming up here. Join the show as much as you want. Join the show as much as you want. Mondays, we're live at 7 p.m. Thursdays, not Fridays. Special day, everybody. But yeah. So again, everyone, thank you again for coming in here. Thank you again for joining Ohio State call-in show here, presented by our friends over at FanDuel. And as always, and Jackson, you can help me out with this. And as always, everybody,
OH.
IO.